and thanks for joining us once again for the Real Estate Real Success Spotlight Series. Today we are joined by Cara Todd from Century 21 Trident Realty to talk about her journey to success and what she loves about being a real estate agent. Cara, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So how long have you been in real estate, and what made you realize that that is what you wanted to spend your career doing?
Okay, so I'm coming up on my 5 years in January, which is very exciting and also a bit surprising that 5 years has gone by. It's been a whirlwind to say the least. I've always had an interest in real estate, even in my previous career life, so to speak. So when the opportunity presented itself for me to make a change, I kind of just jumped on it with a friend of mine, and we went from there. Yeah, so it was
So
kind of
5 years, which puts you starting out in during COVID and lockdowns. Obviously, that was not in the plan. How
no.
did you navigate that from the beginning of your career?
So, yeah, so my previous industry was definitely impacted by COVID. And so when were presented with the opportunity to go back, I made the decision relatively quickly to jump ship, essentially. And of course, there was no in class, anything like that. So everything was being done online, which can be a challenge. I am definitely a practical learner. Got over those hurdles of, doing this course online and trying to absorb as much content as possible to get to the finish line, and get into this new career. And so it was really exciting times for sure.
Good. Well, that must have made it a little bit more exciting. But looking back on it now, what did you learn during that time about the industry that is now paying off now?
Oh, yeah. So it was hit the ground running, essentially, because it was such big things were happening here, especially in Nova Scotia. So it was almost real estate overload very quickly, where I think in a different market and a different time, other people coming into this industry likely had different experiences than I had kind of thrown at me. Luckily, I was presented with an opportunity to mentor with an agent in the brokerage, and he was able to give me a wealth of knowledge. He was mentoring a couple other agents at the time as well, and he's a successful realtor himself. And so I just tried to be as big of a sponge as I could and take as much information as he was willing to provide.
Obviously, it worked because you're a huge success now. How has that felt that you've had such success after such a short amount of time?
I'm very appreciative. I'm very, very, very grateful every day for this journey, quite honestly. And it has been a journey for me. Um, Yeah, I don't take it for granted. I'm very appreciative of every client that calls me, whatever their budget is, whatever their goals are, whatever they're looking to make happen in their lives. There's a reason for that. And I'm grateful to always have that opportunity to work with them and try to help navigate them through that.
You phrased that interestingly in that you said whatever they're looking to make happen in their lives, because buying a home generally means some sort of chapter is over and some is beginning. How do you find working with those emotions?
Oh, yeah. So you really have to take it case by case for sure. I try to always make sure that one of the beginning questions for me is, where are you at? What is happening? Catch me up and give me as much information as you can so that I'm prepared to be able to help navigate them through whatever they're trying to achieve with the most information. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Why did you settle on Century 21? We're happy to have you. Why did you choose C21?
That's a great question. So, like I said, I knew some people that were already affiliated with Century 21. I'd always heard of the brand. Came in, met with the broker, felt like it was a comfortable situation for me. But really, one of the big deciding factors for me was the support that Century 21 gives to Easter seals. So I know that wouldn't be a deciding factor for a lot of people. But it actually really did tip the scale for me. My son has special needs. I was very familiar with Camp Tidnish. I was very familiar with Easter seals. I had already been doing funding and fundraising, I should say, and to that charity. So it was really a no-brainer for me. I wanted to know that at the forefront, not only was I getting the support I needed, I was happy working in the brokerage and with the people that were already in play here, but also the background, always knowing I'm giving back to a charity that I feel really passionate about.
And you've been able to ramp up your funding since starting with Century 21 as well. Talk to me a little bit about what you've done and the results you've seen.
So I right away I signed up for the big rappel we do here.
Drop zone.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun for me. I don't have a fear of heights. Well, I didn't then. I know that that can change with age, but right now, still really no fear of heights and was really quite exciting. So did that. That was kind of the first thing. And right away, I did set up that any sales I was doing, there was a portion of that that was going to be being donated to Easter Seals. So always wanted to be kind of starting and giving as much. And I didn't know what that would amount to at the time. Obviously, I was just starting out. And then always been supportive of anything the brokerage was doing to support the Easter Seals charity. I've gone into some of the other Easter Seals, the cafes here. We've done cookie baking. We've partnered with other, some of the people we do business with and encourage them to support Easter Seals. So we're always pushing that as best we can.
Great. Excellent. How do you think that your brokerage, how have you helped them with their Easter seals as well? Have you sort of taken that role on?
So no, my partner, Lee, has always been a huge coordinator with our big event, which is our golf tournament.
Huh?
So I just kind of assist with that. I always go to the day of the event. I'm always trying to help get donations. So I'm more of an assistant on that big event in the brokerage, but always happy to kind of step in with what they need, based on what I'm available to do.
Mhm. Absolutely. Do you have any goals for yourself over the next couple of years? You're clearly balancing a lot right now. How has real estate allowed you to maintain all of that and set goals for the future?
Okay, yeah, great question. Okay, so I'm always trying to check in, essentially. So I believe in being fluid. We cannot predict where the market's going. I think it's important to be setting time aside to work on downline, not always really what is right in front of me. So that is one of the things that I think is very, very important, is knowing that it's not always what's happening right now. It's setting that time aside, being appreciative of time management. So that has to happen in my world,
Mhm.
right? So setting that time aside, making sure I'm sitting down, connecting with past clients. Sometimes it's just a quick text message. Sometimes it's a phone call if I'm driving and I'll be like, oh, I want to check in on that person. But just trying to stay connected as much as I can to make sure that I'm always chugging along. I don't know if I sit down, and I don't necessarily sit down and go, I want to do this many ends or I want to see that happened. I think you have to just set the goal of I want to make sure I'm putting time into the future. What is that looking like? That market, we can't always predict what's going to be coming down the line, but knowing that I'm putting that time in with clients to make sure that they're thinking of me in the future, I think that's the biggest thing that I focus on when I'm looking down the line.
Great. What do you love about Halifax?
Oh, yeah. Halifax is amazing. Honestly, I'm a foodie. If you like food, you're gonna love Halifax. We've got great places to eat. There's always stuff going on. I feel really, really lucky to have lived in Nova Scotia the majority of my life, not even just Halifax. I think our province has so much to give and so much for people to see and do. The communities, like there's so many great little fishing communities that on the South Shore or on the coastlines, but also we've got amazing agricultural things happening too on the interior of the province or down towards the valley, where we're seeing vineyards and so many exciting things happening. And there's a real feel, like depending on the area you're in, a real feel of community and acceptance and kindness. And that just seems to be kind of across the board. You'll find that. So yeah, we're pretty lucky to be here.
Absolutely. I love Nova Scotia too. What is it about being part of a team that you like?
Yeah, so yeah, I think that's a really great question. I think that it's definitely an individual decision, but I have really found that being part of a team, especially coming into the industry the way I did, gave me so much support, especially as a single mom with a kid with special needs. I knew that that was the right choice for me. My clients were always going to be being taken care of. And at the end of the day, that is not just a legal obligation, but it is something we should be putting at the forefront. And that if I wasn't able to be there to take care of my clients, I had two amazing partners that could step in and make sure that those people were taken care of, and I didn't need to worry about that. I think a lot of people don't know or understand how powerful it can be to have other people in this industry that you can call and bounce things off of and make sure that you're, looking at things from all angles. And that definitely is part of being a team.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, everyone does things differently. And yeah, if that's working and it provides you with that reassurance and that safety net, I think it's awesome.